I'm packed and I'm holding, I'm smiling, she living, she golden, she lives for me. Says she lives for the ovation, her own motivation. She comes round and she goes down on me, and I make her smile like a trophy.
You harmonized down on me.
That was perfect.
All right, guys, welcome back to BoonePod. I didn't even tell them I started recording. I started recording right when you guys started doing that, so that was actually... You guys have like a third sense, I think.
How serendipitous of us.
Yeah, how serendipitous. I don't remember what that word means.
I don't either,
But hey, guys, welcome back to BoonePod Season 2, Episode 1 with Solastalgia. Did I pronounce it right?
Yeah.
Solastalgia.
Solastalgia.
But close, yes.
Or otherwise known as the piss.
Yes.
You guys missed it. We had like a 5-minute conversation about piss before we even started recording.
Enthralling stuff.
Enthralling stuff, circle pissing. You guys wouldn't understand. It's too highbrow.
It's musical.
Yeah, it's musical. So you guys are so good at playing.
Mm-hmm.
You just drink piss all day long.
No.
Okay, well, maybe not him. Maybe is he the loser of the band?
Yeah.
That would be considered goblin mode, which is something Ethan
That was the
likes
word
to
of the
indulge
year
in.
Okay.
of 2022.
I like to think they did that after me, but I can't be too sure.
It was. I didn't hear it until literally December when Ethan started saying it, and apparently it was the word of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then another dictionary, the word of the year was the suffix ussy. So
We're guilty of using that one for sure.
Specifically, Badussy.
But this is one that we use quite a bit.
Yeah, it's supposed to be gender neutral.
Badussy is?
Yeah.
Yes.
but ussy. Okay.
Yeah, like you could be going for any Badussy.
Like, we getting Badussy tonight. It's just very, very open, you know?
It's the vibe of the room right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is it really hot in here to you guys?
It is a bit toasty,
It's a bit toasty in here for me.
but I am also wearing a sweater and a hat, and you have a coat on.
A fluffy coat.
Okay. I'm wearing a very,
You're just
wearing a-
insulating the thoughts. So
Yeah,
they
I
come
am.
out
But it
more.
is toasty for sure.
Also, yeah, I mean, this is not a good, like, start for this season, because I literally just got off of shift at work. And then I also got like 5.5 hours of sleep last night. We're having a great start to the season.
Ah, that's even better. It's raw.
I will say.
BoonePod.
Yeah, I will say. But, actually, we're like 30 minutes in. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
That sounds
Go
good.
through whichever order you want.
Okay, so I'm Jazz. I am a senior at App State, majoring sustainable development, and I'm the lead singer, and that's it.
And songwriter.
And songwriter.
Mhm.
If anyone else wins.
I'm Ethan. My major isn't as cool
And
as
I'm
everybody
14.
else's, but yeah, I do bass for the band, do our recording and stuff like that, but it's a lot of fun.
I'm John. I'm also a senior in
Hi, John.
sustainable development at App, and I play guitar and sing for Solastalgia.
And I am Polly, and
This
I
is
play
Jesus
drums.
Christ.
Yes, I am Jesus. I actually get that a lot.
Yeah, I can totally see
Crazy.
why.
Yeah,
The spitting fucking image for Jesus Christ.
that's me. And little known fact, John and Polly are the two cousins of the band. I am Polly. That is John.
Oh,
Yes,
so you guys are
we're
cousins?
Mhm.
Okay.
So we've known each
Like-
other for a while.
What kind of cousins?
First cousins.
Okay. I
Friendly.
thought you were about to say, we're like 6 cousins, like disconnected,
No,
but
no, this is
the connection's there.
Grew up
primal.
kicking it.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yup. We should dap up and get it in the microphone.
Yeah.
Ah. There we go.
Solastalgia just works.
There it is. That was
Okay, that was
clean.
pretty good.
Crispy.
It started off kind of shaky, but then we got there.
I
We
was
got there.
scared.
It was the
so I-
angle
You
and
practice
also
burner too, you know.
I know.
Mhm.
Being on BoonePod, you get scared.
Look how much
With my
it
massive
peaked.
following. Yeah, no, it actually, what I'll do when I'm editing this, I'll bass boost it. so all you hear is.
You should do that.
But
The
yeah.
trigger warning right there.
So how was everybody's winter break? Good? Bad?
It was
Boring? Relaxing?
I'd say relaxing. Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. Bored isn't really bad for something like that either, you know?
Mhm.
Give yourself a little mental break.
Yeah.
before-
It was a pretty long break. We had like a month off.
Yeah, I know. It
I
was
feel like
really
I
nice.
feel like it was longer than
And
usual.
then I gave myself even longer time off from making this. And then now I'm back. I will say I'm not kidding, the entirety of winter break, I just wanted to get back to making this. Because I put out the last episode and I was just sitting there, like after I got done with finals, I'm like, I want to fucking do more BoonePod. But I was giving myself time to actually like figure out how I really wanted to do things. Made a bunch of changes.
It's all a new logo. Really like
Yeah, new logo. By the time this episode comes out, all new graphics, everything.
Okay.
Because I have a chronic addiction to making new logos for my shit.
I get it.
And I'm toying with the idea of making a new logo every season, but
Ooh.
we'll see if I actually pull that one off. Because
Sounds cool.
I'm somehow lazy and not at the same time. Because I went weeks, because the entire time I knew, I'm like, I want to make new like graphics for the videos, the Instagram posts, and whatever. And then I just sat down one day in like a 7-hour span and just worked on shit. Like I didn't even get up or anything. But enough about me. On to you guys. Piss band.
My winter break.
Do tell.
So I have a few things. I went to Costa Rica. Yeah.
Okay.
I also shaved my hair.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm wearing this hood. Because I'm still getting used to it, and I also
We're
got
twinning. Oh my God.
Hey. Yeah. I love it, but I'm still getting used to it, obviously.
I'm saying everybody should shave their hair at least once.
Exactly.
At least once in their life.
I did it in 7th grade.
Same. I had a big Eminem phase.
Oh no! I'm so sorry you had to go through that.
We grow from it, you know.
Yeah. Because sometimes if you have an Eminem phase, you don't really come back from it.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm glad you did.
Yeah, but nothing compared to Costa Rica, man.
Yeah.
How long were you in Costa Rica for?
So I was supposed to stay for 3 weeks,
Mhm.
but I stayed for 4 days.
Yeah, so I went to Costa Rica for 5 seconds. But
It felt like forever. I was supposed to work on a farm
Mhm.
sanctuary, and I did. I did work on it. It was just, what do I want to say? Like intense, I guess. Maybe the word isn't intense. Intense, uncomfortable.
mhm.
I guess maybe just not what I was looking for in Costa Rica. But I did see like a lot of beautiful things, and it gave me so much insight within 4 days. Because I also stayed at a hostel, and that was banging. Because you had people, you had like people our age from around the world. Like,
Mhm.
can I get you a shot? Like, yes. You know, it was really fun.
You
And
met
they're
the worst
cheap.
people on the planet, the British.
The British.
They're faking it.
I was pretty
That's what I'm
enticed.
saying.
Cold blood.
As soon as the ones watching it, they go back to
Yeah.
King in America.
Yeah. Actually, that'll be my first like BoonePod announcement.
We hate the
BoonePod's
British.
official stance is I
British people are
hate
not
British
real.
people.
Against
Like what did I say last season? Well, the first one was like fuck frats. There was a few more, but I don't remember.
Whoa, bottle.
Whoa, boy.
Whoa, bottle.
Yeah, it's all a sham.
If I ever went to England, I would put on the heaviest like Southern accent I could think of, just the whole time.
I got Popeyes here. That kind of vibe.
Now I went around the corner and they said you don't have biscuits and gravy, and
Yeah.
listen, I don't stand for that.
Now,
But-
every afternoon you'll talk about tea, but let me tell you, that ain't tea. All right?
Teach cold.
Now, Bojangles, they got some tea.
Hold on. Speaking of Bojangles,
Oh
did
my
you guys see they're
God.
making the fucking hard sweet tea?
Yeah.
That's one of
Oh,
those things
dude.
where it's like,
Wow.
I feel like we were so obsessed with the science as if we could, and we didn't think about if we should.
You know, I feel like this is the second coming of Jesus Christ.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was so tempted to comment under that post like, "Hey, can you guys sponsor me?" Do you know how fucking cool that would be?
Yeah.
Sponsored by Bojangles Hard Sweet Tea. That would be awesome.
Would be a ad read I'd have no problem looking at.
Oh yeah, absolutely not. Like I remember, I was talking to somebody about sponsors. They're like, "Who'd you want to get for a sponsor?" And I'm like, "Fucking Cookout," like all the stereotypical like North Carolina shit, like Cookout, Bojangles.
Cheer wine.
Do you
Cheer
want
wine.
them to sponsor you?
Yes,
Hmm.
I'm cool.
Yeah. Fair.
Cheerwine, maybe not. This may be a controversy. I don't like Cheerwine that much.
Blasphemy.
I would
sir.
rather have Dr. Pepper than Cheerwine.
Get out.
I'm sorry.
No, wait a day.
Now, are you Pepsi or Coke?
I don't really drink soda. But I would say I am loyal to Twisted Teas. Not that I'm hating on what this could mean for the world with the Bojangles
I think the
Twisted Tea, hard tea.
The thing that that excites me most about it is it's like a locally made competitor to the Twisted Tea. So like the fact that A&B is making it makes me more excited.
Okay, I guess I can try.
Okay, there, Bob.
Than all these big corporations trying to make money off it.
We're just pushing back against the corporations.
Yeah, so sponsor Bojangles.
Yeah.
No, but A&B for sure. I love A&B. Shout out.
BoonePod, sponsored by BP.
Jeez.
I just have to come on here like oil's good, you guys.
Oh man.
Keep
We
fracking.
didn't spill that much. It's all right.
Like, have you guys seen the fucking South Park parody of that, where it's like the entire after the oil spill, they're like, it's just BP CEO, just I'm sorry.
Oh, you're like holding a
Sorry we
puppy.
did it." Yeah.
Sorry.
He's like naked, going, "We're sorry. We didn't mean to do that." But back to Twisted Tea. I tried it for the first time over winter break because I turned 21 on the 20th.
Congrats.
So
Yay.
I'm a fresh newborn baby. But I tried Twisted Tea. I don't get the hype. Like, it's okay. It's fine. Twisted Tea is fine. It's okay.
I love it.
Because I just take a sip and I'm like, okay, so first I tried what is it? I tried like the Arnold Palmer one. And you take one sip of it and you're like, oh, lemonade. And then the rest of it's just rum. But then the actual Twisted Teas themselves kind of just don't taste like anything.
Last time
They just don't taste like much.
Yeah, last time I had a Twisted Tea, my night ended sadly. Yes, it was in the fall. And for one thing, it was sad because I'm a St. Louis Cardinals fan, and they got kicked out of the playoffs that night. But we were at this party, and we were looking for beverages, and Paulie finds
Beverages.
a large can of Twisted Tea, and Paulie hands it to me. He's the one that picked it up and handed it to me.
So he instigated this.
He instigated
blame
this.
already.
He started it. He started it, and I drank it, and then I put it on the counter, and then I went and sat down, and I was looking at my phone, being sad, reading about baseball, and then someone came up and said, "Did you just drink my Twisted Tea?" And I went, someone handed it to me. She was like, "That was a shitty thing to do," and then I was like, "I'm sorry." I was like, "I can buy you another one," and she was like, "No." And I was like, "So you just wanted to come make me feel bad, is what it was."
Mission accomplished, it seems.
Yeah, mission was accomplished.
It was great. I didn't get any of the repercussions for that action.
Yeah, Polly ran away.
So you started this traumatic
I don't know
incident.
why. I guess I thought it was like up
That
for
was free
grabs.
bar.
Yeah, something like that. And I was like,
Yeah.
cool. I love Twisted Tea. And I
Here,
was-
have this.
Here, John. I'll share with
Take
you.
this. I know you'll love it, bro.
Yeah. And then we were hiding upstairs, and you got in trouble.
I got in trouble. I felt sad.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It's not Twisted Tea's fault. It's Polly's fault.
No, it's Twisted
No, I'm still gonna blame it on Twisted Tea.
Fair.
It's the BoonePod official stance. I'm gonna blame it on
Against
Twisted
Great
Tea.
Britain and Twisted Tea.
Yeah.
Coming out with some heaters on
Yeah.
season 2.
Season 2. Fuck everything. No, I'm just kidding.
Dark BoonePod phase.
I try to be nice.
BoonePod's imminent.
I think I am. I think BoonePod as a brand is nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if I am. But
Yeah.
it's also probably just because no one else works on it. Like, it's just me. Like, I don't think I'd be opposed to someone else like helping me work on it, but I like having all of the creative control.
For sure.
So I remember because when I was working on that logo, I ran it by one of my friends, and he was like, I don't know how I feel about it. I'm like, I don't care.
It's not yours.
It's not
good.
yours.
I'm so impressionable. Like I go, like okay, I'll delete everything.
Is that a good thing to
No,
to
that's
announce
good.
on the podcast? Just, I'm very impressionable, guys.
You know, podcasts are about being vulnerable with the listeners. You know, that's all it is. We're just expressing our deepest sentiments.
So deep.
Jazz is also very critiquey. Criticeful? What's the word?
Critical.
Critical. There it is. Critical.
How long have you been going here?
Not enough. Yeah.
So what do you mean she's very
Jazz
critical?
will be ready to quit singing forever upon listening back to one of their takes of singing. And we have to say, no, Jazz. You are a
Okay.
good singer. And it's like, okay.
Okay. I see how it is.
Just a little positive reinforcement is all.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. This is like my first time singing publicly.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people up here have been doing music, playing instruments for most of their lives, if not a good chunk of their lives. And I don't even know what like started me singing. It was one of my best friend's birthdays. I know that was Polly. Okay, so Polly does Polly shows where it's just Polly in a backing band because a little plug moment. Like, yeah, Polly on Spotify, Polly on Apple Music.
Check it out.
Yeah, but anyways.
Polly on Bandcamp.
Nah.
He's like, I'm not a fucking poser, bro.
I need that money.
But I like.
You get more money on Bandcamp.
Yeah, but it's like my distributor just sends it to everything at one time. I don't take the time for SoundCloud or Bandcamp.
Time is money.
It is. But
See, this is actually just therapy, and you're learning that you're lazy.
yeah, that's been learned. I know that. But continue.
Yeah,
Yep.
I just hopped in for. What was the purpose of me hopping in for that song though? Like
Just cause.
just cause.
It was fun.
Oh yeah,
was
Jazz had been
fun.
singing in the car. I think it was like a Brook in the Bluff song. And we're like,
Halfway up.
Yeah.
And they were
halfway
like,
up.
oh, you should sing in a band.
Yeah, like we'll do it as a cover if you'll sing it. And Chad's like, oh my gosh, yes. And then leading up to the show, like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna do it. And then yes, I'm gonna do it. But eventually we dragged her up there and it was good.
You kind of just have to put yourself out there and just, like, do it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it was when I put out the first episode of this, because I, like, the idea of people listening to my voice, I was like, no. Because, like, I don't even want to listen back to it, but now I'm good.
Yeah.
It's why I feel like the vocalist in particular in like a really like special place with music because
Mhm.
like with every other instrument you can kind of like hide behind your instrument a little bit, but like vocals you are
Yeah, it's
everything.
the whole
like,
thing.
You have to be very vulnerable and open with the crowd in a weird way, which is like got a lot of respect for those of you who can pull it off. It terrifies the shit out of me.
Thanks, Ethan.
Well, I'd be even
have a
more
show
scared if
tomorrow.
I was singing. Yeah, do you guys want to promote that?
yeah, it's
I
gonna be
don't-
a fun one.
The thing that sucks about it is that I don't think this episode will be out in time,
That's okay.
but
We also have some that it might be out in time for.
yeah, maybe. It's coming out on Friday,
Okay. So our next show is tomorrow night at the Tap Room.
what time?
It doors at 8, music at 9.
I will
Um,
try to be there.
Hell yeah.
If
Yeah.
I see you, I'll buy you a drink. Not a twisted tea though. Not a twisted tea.
Dude, it'll be like, I went to one of Gaining Composure's shows, and I told them that I messaged them beforehand, like before the show, like, hey, I'll be there. And they were like, awesome. And then I get there, and they all sprint at me and give me a hug, like, oh my God, you showed up. And I was like, listen, I'm just here to listen to the music.
But yeah, we're playing with Yes Dude tomorrow.
Ooh.
Awesome.
Yeah, they're gonna play at 9, and then we're gonna play after them, around 10:30 or so. So pull up for sure. And then we've got a couple next month. I think we're playing on February 11th, I
Yeah.
believe, with Maddie Lunsford, Madison Lunsford,
Also a tap.
also at Tap. Not
Mhm.
sure what time exactly, but you can find out on our Instagram when it gets closer. And then we are playing again at Tap on February 16th.
You ask any band in Boone, like, where are you guys playing? You know, Tap.
Tap. Yeah, which is weird because we've been playing live since like August, September, and tomorrow's gonna be our first Tap show. So yeah, we're excited.
Tap's a cool venue.
Yeah,
It is.
they put a lot of effort into their sound and stuff too, which I love. The sound dude there, Roberto DeCelli, shout out, he's incredible. But yeah, it's like the only bar that has like a dedicated sound dude
Mhm.
like throughout the year.
I will
It's such
say,
a great
one
music spot.
fucky thing that happened when I was watching the Gaining Composure show, I don't know if you guys heard about it. While they were playing, the lead singer's car got towed. And it had like a lot of their musical equipment in it. And it got towed.
Oh, that's
So I remember Tap put out like a statement on their Facebook that was like, hey, this is fucking bullshit, and it was. Because there was like no reason for him to get towed. He just got towed. But
It's
that part
unfortunate.
that's devious, man.
yeah, because I remember I was as soon as I didn't stay for the other band that was playing because I kind of just came to see them play, and then I was leaving and I was saying goodbye, and they were like, "Where's my car?" And I was like, "No," and his car got towed, and I was so mad.
That sucks.
It is a tricky lot.
It is.
Because a lot of the spots are not for tap or lilies. We've been sitting inside tap, and the tow person pulls up. We're like, wait, don't
Yeah,
do it. They're, like, right
I've-
behind our car.
I've never driven to tap. I have to just walk because I'm too scared that I'm gonna get towed.
Yeah.
Yeah, the parking situation's the only downside.
Also, March 3rd at Lily's, we were playing, and then. Is there anything after that?
March 3rd, for sure.
Mhm.
We're playing with Jacuzzi.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
you're
we're-
gonna want to be there for that.
Yeah.
Wait, who else?
Jacuzzi is another band that I'm in that I play
Okay.
drums for.
Shout out.
Shout out Jacuzzi. Check us out.
Man, I'll have to have them on the podcast.
You should. Yeah, so it'll be Jacuzzi and Solastalgia March 3rd. That'll be quite the show.
I am
Very
just finding
excited.
out about that right now, and I'm very excited.
Hey, all right, cool.
That'll be fun. Lily's is a lot of fun too.
I've never been to Lily's.
That is still my favorite
It's a
place
good
to
spot.
play.
I've only ever been to tap.
I think,
Really?
I think I got to agree with Ethan. Playing at Lily's is a lot of fun.
Tap has a better stage and stuff like that, but there's just like a
Does
certain
Lily's-
feeling in the air. at
does Lily's
It just
have a
makes you
better crowd?
smile. Yeah,
It can.
they can. I think like they're right next to each other, so whoever's playing live music, they're gonna.
Yeah,
Like,
I've never been inside of Lily's. All I know is that they have a sign that says tater wedges.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome.
And I told that to one of my friends that goes to a different college, and they were like, "No shot." And I was like, "Yes, they do," and I had to send him a picture, just so he could believe it.
Iconic.
They have a lot of good vegan food too, which,
yeah.
fun fact, all the members of Solastalgia are either vegan or vegetarian, or both. And
I did not know that.
so
Yeah,
we
I don't-
love the
It's like, do you
vegan
know how
food.
that works?
Oh,
Both vegan and vegetarian.
there's an overlap
It's like
somewhere.
rectangles and squares, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tempeh tenders if you go to Lily's.
Those are
Incredible.
banging. Absolutely.
What are
banging.
those?
Tenders from tempeh.
No. Are they? What are they made of?
It's
I think tempeh is
tempeh.
like tempeh. I think it's
Tempeh
like
is like-
soybean.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
cultured soy. It's really,
Yeah,
really
yeah,
good.
it's
They
good.
cook
Okay, cool.
that perfectly.
Tempeh is like, I would say it's like the main alternative to tofu for those that don't eat meat, but it's a lot trickier to cook.
Because I know, from what I've seen, a lot of like vegan fried chicken recipes online are like with like a certain kind of like mushroom or something, right?
I've done that.
It's called
before.
it's called like chicken of the woods or
Chicken in the
something.
Woods is awesome.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've seen a lot of that, and every time I see it on like TikTok, I'm like,
Yeah.
that looks really good.
That's the only
Yeah.
mushroom I'm cool with harvesting.
And then I save the
love
recipe, and then I never cook it ever.
Yeah.
It's worth it. Give it a shot one day.
I
It's
will.
pretty incredible.
Where do you even buy it?
Um,
Can you buy it?
Yeah. I mean,
Do I
like
have
the
to go
farmer's
in the
market-
woods?
The farmer's market's the spot. You can find it in the woods around here.
Okay.
Pretty easily.
I'll go when it gets
Same with the
warmer. I'll
lipstick.
go hiking and go foraging.
Do it, man.
Do
It's
your
awesome.
research.
I'll do it. Actually,
100%.
yeah,
Don't just
yeah.
pick mushrooms.
you don't need to know that.
Fucking go
Look
around.
at
If I die, I die. You know, that's kind of just how it is.
Big shout out to our human ancestors though that figured that out 1st.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
this one makes you trip and this one kills you.
Shout out to Grug, first sacrifice.
Mhm.
Let's go.
Someone had to do it.
Big grug.
Better it
moment.
was Greg.
Do you guys ever wish that you could like fully see your entire lineage?
Oh,
You know
dude.
how cool that would be?
My family's
I
from
would love to
Louisiana,
talk
I
to
don't
my
know.
ancestors that were like in like medieval wherever.
Yeah.
Like I would love to
That would be really cool.
That'd be really cool.
Give him a Dorito.
go back in time. Like, here's a piece of big red gum, and then they chew it. and They'd be like, "What the fuck is this?"
More flavor than their whole lifetime combined.
Yeah. I don't know. I've seen a lot of those memes where it's like things that would kill a Victorian child.
Yeah.
But then it's like Victorian children drank beer instead of water. And then they also ate LSD bread.
That
So like would a Doritos Locos Taco really kill them?
Maybe once the taco would pass through, that's what would kill them.
Yes.
So not when they eat it,
The
when they
exit
shit it
It's
out.
the exit wound that would kill them.
exit weird.
Are you saying that Victorian people don't know how to chew food?
I just think
Uh,
that
we
Their
talking about
digestive system's
that.
bad.
I'm just talking about that.
That dairy.
I'm talking about yeah.
That
Yeah.
dairy.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
you
go
know,
back and
Taco Bell will get you now, even if you're conditioned to
Dude,
American diet.
Listen,
like
Taco Bell is delicious. The last time I had it, it was not a fun night. I was
It's a
sad.
give and a take.
Yes.
It's just so risky.
what is LSD bread though? You mentioned that.
Okay,
We
have you
passed
never
over
heard about
that.
this
Right,
before?
right?
Poly's
So
Right, right,
yeah,
right.
so the grain that they would use to make the bread, where they would store it, it would get infected with a fungus, and so that when they ground it and then made it into bread, it would have similar effects to LSD. So they would eat the bread, and there was like a small chance that they would like trip for like a week
Yeah.
because they ate this
No
bread.
way.
It's terrifying.
Isn't there like a theory that that's like what made the witch trials happen and stuff like that?
I
Is
wouldn't be
there all rye
surprised.
bread or something like
Yeah,
that?
no, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
That was the idea.
Wow.
Gnarly. Make sure there's not mold in your bread, people. Come on.
Yeah, fun. Listen, here's a real true fact from me, Mr.
you eat
BoonePod.
mold bread.
No, what I was gonna say is if you do find bread that has mold in it, you have to throw the entire thing away because the spores have already spread. So do not
You
eat
can't
moldy
just
bread.
pick it out. And
No, you can do that with cheese. With cheese, you can cut out the mold, and then the rest of the cheese will be
I
fine.
guess that makes sense. It's already mold.
Yeah. Welcome back to True Facts with me, Mr.
Well,
BoonePod.
I've definitely done that with bread. I'm like, well, it's not on the rest of the bread, so I'll just pick it out.
You're lucky to be
Maybe
alive.
you've been on a trip ever since.
No, I would know.
How recently was this? When did you do this?
Yes.
Actually, not that recently,
So
because
last
I've been
week.
better with my bread. But I had some old bagels sitting out. Like this is last year. There was a definite green spot in there, and I just picked it out, made a sandwich,
That's what the immune system's
went off
for,
my day.
dude.
Yeah.
That's what the
I don't, how are you alive?
It's good for you.
I don't know. I guess I just
Built different.
maybe it's those like the bagels made.
I'm
with
built
not
different.
natural
No, you're built
ingredients.
stupid.
Hmm.
All right. To combat what? So the only like feedback I ever got from the last season was that you need to start fucking actually talking about what the band does instead of just having these conversations with them, because one of my friends was like, you never like you just get on these weird tangents of conversations and never actually talk about their music. So let's talk about your guys' music. Actually, one thing I wanted to ask you: where'd you guys get your name from?
So, we get asked this a lot, and I sort of have like a script that I run through for sure.
Okay. He
But-
pulls out the notes on his phone.
Yes. Solastalgia is a name. No. So
It is a very cool name I got from Twitter.
So I think we all mentioned. So Jazz and I are both sustainable development majors. We all sort of have a mindset of environmentalism and environmental, activism and justice. And in one of my, actually several of my classes, I had heard this word solastalgia mentioned by.
Oh, so this is a real word.
It is a
Okay.
real word, yeah. I'd heard it mentioned by several of my teachers, and it was coined by some philosopher or something. I can't remember his name. I think it's like Glenn, maybe Glenn
Quagmire.
Brecht. I think Brecht is his last name. I can't remember exactly, but he coined it. And so whereas nostalgia is like feeling, sadness or distress about like a past time, solastalgia is similar, but it's a little bit different in that it's like feeling sadness or distress over like a place, specifically like one that you're in and you can see it around you, but you also see it being damaged.
Mhm.
So it's like feeling lost for something that isn't quite gone yet, and it's used a lot in environmentalism, to talk about like the planet, or you can feel solastalgia over, the Amazon rainforest being deforested and stuff like that. So.
Is this like a personal statement on how you feel Boone is going or something?
Not exactly. I mean, maybe a group statement on the state of the world, if anything, Boone included. But I think it's, first of all, it has a really good meaning, is one of the main reasons, and second of all, it sounds cool as shit. So
That's a much better explanation than one time one guy asked me, "Where'd you get the name?" I was like, "Where do you think? Like, where do you think I got the name?"
Soul searching.
Well, because I was like, what do I call a podcast about Boone? And then the other name had already been taken, BooneCast, because that's another show.
Okay.
They're really cool. They do like video, like interviews and stuff. They're really cool. And then I was like, Boone Podcast, and then I shortened it, and I was like, Eureka! And then I got it. So then that's where the name came from.
That's
But-
a big brain moment right there.
Yeah, I'm not. If I'm nothing else, I'm big brain. Just on the ground, just a brain.
Think you'll ever do video stuff? You gonna keep it strictly audio?
I have a project that I'm working on that I could. It's the only thing I could do where I could do video with it, but also at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to do that because I don't know if when I put out the hiatus video where I was like, hey guys, I'm going on break. I'm not uploading for a month. I blurred out my face because I don't want I want the show to be about the people that I have on and the interviews with them and not for me to be the figure of the show. So I blur out my face because then I'm like, if I ever do anything else video, I'll also probably have to blur my face out. So I just won't do it. But I am doing this thing probably next week where it's a new show format where I'm just going to go sit in the student union with a microphone and just have a sign up that says, hey, I do BoonePod, come talk to me. And I have 2 names for it. One is very stupid, but it's the one I want to do. And then I have the other name where all my friends are like, yeah, you should do that one. The normal name that I want to do was BoonePod Gorilla, where I go out there and I interview people. But then the other one I want to do is BoonePod Public Outreach Program, where I go actually talk to people. And all my friends are like, that's so stupid. That's such a long name.
BoonePod Pop, and then the Pop stands for Public Outreach.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Legally, I'm going to have to trademark that. But, yeah, I'm thinking about doing that because I'm changing the whole, format of the way I do things. Because I'm only going to do 1 episode per week now. Because 2 was hectic.
Sure.
It ruined, anytime I was like, oh, I could go home and, play, I could go play a game or go watch a movie. Sorry, you have to edit 2 episodes of BoonePod this week.
Yeah.
So I'm only doing 1 episode per week, so...
People do the man on the street thing, where you're just out.
Yeah, I know, and that's more of what Boonecast does.
Okay.
Because they'll just go up and what I remember what they usually do is they'll just a band will get done playing and they'll be like, hey, do you have 10 minutes for an interview? And they'll just be like, oh, sure. And then they'll talk to them for 10 minutes.
You should talk to people as they're coming out of Ale House or something.
Oh, you'd get some characters,
Get
man.
some
But, but if I did that, then I feel like I'm stealing stuff from I don't know. There's another there's someone else that does a show up here, American Dingo. Have you guys ever heard of them? Their stuff is more like the Eric Andre show.
Okay.
And it's awesome. But that's more what they do.
Yeah.
Because they'll just interview them and they'll interview them and then they also have skits they do. In the first episode, they ask them questions and they're like, you've won a jar of warm piss. And it's a mason jar full of yellow water. Because I asked them afterwards, I'm like, was that really piss? Because deep down I was like, I really hope it was. I really hope it.
Man.
I really wished it was piss. And they were like, no, it's just yellow. It's just water that I put yellow food dye in and microwave for 10 seconds. And I was like, God damn it. But yeah, that's more what they do. So I feel like I'm stealing their thunder if I'm doing it.
Way to be respectful of the other community members.
Yeah. Well, there's not many of us that do these interview type shows, so why would I not be nice to everyone else that does it?
Absolutely.
Fair enough.
But back to your music. Back on this stupid, dumb topic that I was talking about.
Piss water.
Do you guys have any plans to put? As far as I can tell, you guys don't have any of your music put out anywhere, do you?
Correct.
Do you have any plans coming up? Or are you working on getting your music out there? Because I was doing research for this episode last week, and I was like, they don't have any of their music out. And I never heard you guys live before, so.
Yeah, we're still in live performance and writing phases, I'd say right now. But
So you guys are a you had to be there, man band
For the next couple of weeks.
for the next couple weeks. Okay.
But Ethan can tell you about
Yeah.
what we've been working on.
We started all kind of coming in and doing our parts on our title track, Solastalgia, which is a really, really strong one, which I'm excited to have out. Yeah, banger. But yeah, we're going through the phases of getting the mix perfect on that, tracking what we need to. It's just a long process for sure, and I get really over the top perfectionist about stuff like that. So I need to be able to scrub every millisecond, make sure nothing is out of place. You know what I mean?
Make sure it's absolutely perfect when it releases.
100%. Because if it's gonna be going out for a large audience, I want it to be our best work. You know, and these guys are also talented dogs. Came in, laid down their tracks first, literally both of them first try, and I was just
Damn.
all right, and yeah, just started working on it from there. So it's a dream to have a crew that good to start throw stuff together.
I'm excited for you guys to put that stuff out because
Yeah, for sure.
I remember I feel like I I got on to gaining composure about it because they were in concert, and after they were done, I'm like, you guys were so awesome. You guys were really good. And then I went up to like to the lead singer. I was like, if you don't get your fucking shit on Spotify, I will kill you. And he was like, okay. He was like, okay.
We need content.
And they still haven't done it yet.
In their defense, it is.
I hate. You guys hate it when. Has anybody ever called this, like any stuff you guys put out, content? I hate it when people call my shit content.
What do you call it?
Just a podcast. Because
The specifics of it?
yeah, well, because if you call like a YouTube video or like anything content, then it just feels like something super generic and stuff. Like it's a very like reductive term. Because if you just say content, then it makes it seem like this is just here to consume. There is no meaning behind it.
Yeah, it's commodifying the art.
Yeah, it's commodifying the art, and that's why I never call my shit content.
Yeah.
It's I mean it's a pretty common opinion for like YouTubers and stuff, but I feel the same way.
That does suck.
But it's like I don't want to commodify my content because I want to actually feel like I'm talking to these people. That's why I do all my stuff in person.
Yeah.
Because if you do it over Zoom, you lose a lot of that like in-person like feeling, you know.
100%.
It's
And
just
the
it's
lag.
this, yeah, and that too. Like it's hard to like if you guys ever have try to talk to your professor over Zoom, it sucks.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Not fun.
But that's how I feel about it, at least. I don't know how you guys feel about it, and I know everybody's different.
Mm.
But
I haven't thought about it. I'm not gonna lie. That's interesting though.
I've thought about that a bit. Just like it does turn it into like we're saying the commodifying part and like damn capitalism. Like we just want to make music and then
I want you
there's
to hold
pressure
on.
to it.
BoonePod is a socialist podcast.
All right, you're not gonna get any objections here.
Yeah, BoonePod is
All
a
on board.
socialist podcast. I know, dude. What somebody listening out there is gonna be like, God damn it! And he's gonna stop listening.
You lost a follower.
You lost a follower. Fuck you. But dude, I'm gonna get in some hot water because it was like first, fuck frats. I know when I said that, I was like, ooh, I don't know if I should have said that. I put it out anyways.
Spicy.
But oh god, what were we talking about?
Music.
Oh, you said the capitalist pigs.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Capitalist pigs.
Yes.
Yeah, because there's so much pressure to I need to be putting out weekly content because otherwise I'll lose the engagement, the algorithm, blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah. Like there's
That's
pressure.
that's part of the reason why I was putting out like 2 episodes a week, just to get engagement up. But I feel like I'm at a point now. I don't have a huge follower base, but I feel like now I can get to the point where I'm just putting out an episode a week because it's much better for me. Because like having to edit 2 episodes a week was really hectic. Even though I don't do super heavy editing on my stuff, I didn't. So at the time, I didn't have the. I edit all of my stuff using the Adobe suite. So like Premiere, Audition, all that stuff, and I didn't like have a subscription to it at the time. So the only way I could get access to it without like getting a cracked copy or whatever is to come up here to the library. So anytime I had to edit an episode, I had to come up here to the library, stop what I was doing, and come up here to the 3rd floor where all the iMacs are and edit, and it sucked and I hated it. But now I just hunker down. I'm like, fuck it, I'll just pay the subscription, so now I can actually edit wherever I need to. But
invest in yourself.
yeah, and also the student discount too. You know,
Yeah.
it's still expensive. It's still like $20 a month, but.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I've just like all of winter break, I was just teaching myself like how to get better at the Adobe suite. I know this sounds like such a nerd thing, but mostly Illustrator, like making the logos and stuff.
Yeah. My brother's big on all that. He uses the Adobe Suite for a lot of his stuff. He's trying to get into like animation and all that. So it's there's some good resources in there for sure.
It doesn't help that the Adobe killed Flash.
Yeah.
Like their Premiere, they have a new thing that's like kind of Flash, but it's not Flash, man. It's not Flash.
Hashtag bring back Flash.
Actually, please, Adobe. I pay your subscription. Fuck Adobe. I hate Adobe.
You're gonna log in tomorrow and you're gonna be canceled out.
Like, sorry, we're gonna make you pay double, and you can't even get access to any of your apps anymore. Thanks, Adobe. Because the thing that sucks about Adobe is that they are like the only like software stuff that's seen as like the professional grade stuff. Because it's like, yeah, you could edit your videos in like Sony Vegas or like Final Cut Pro or DaVinci, but then it's like you're only gonna people are gonna, like if they learn that you didn't edit in Premiere, they're gonna be like, you didn't edit in Premiere, bro? It's fucking whack. Because I started off on Final Cut and then I moved to Premiere, but.
Final Cut like the Mac.
Yeah, Final Cut is the editing software that Apple makes themselves.
Okay.
It's actually really good. It's really good for just dropping shit in and editing.
That's what Casey Neistat uses, or at least
Yeah,
he used to use.
it's the same thing. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him. MKBHD. No. He's a tech YouTuber. He edits all of his stuff on Final Cut, and his stuff is. Anyways, enough about the nerd shit. Let's get back to you
Oh, we
guys.
love the nerd shit.
Dude,
Speaking of nerd shit, we won a Harry Potter trivia last night at TAP.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So any other band that thinks they know more about Harry Potter, you don't.
Yeah.
Is it a good thing to say you know a lot lot Harry Potter?
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely, it is.
Absolutely. We got 2 free pictures from it. We high-fived a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Grand time.
Our team name was Harry's Hose, and the final score we had like 456, and the next team down had like 216 maybe.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
we won by at least 200 points. It was pretty cool.
Not to brag, but
Not to brag,
You
but
know.
I am a big nerd. So.
I am a big nerd.
You got stats to prove it.
I had never watched any of the Harry Potter movies up until like a year ago.
Blasphemy, sir.
I've been meaning to watch them for forever, but then I bought like an HBO Max subscription and I was like, oh, the Harry Potter movies are on here. So like over the course of like 3 days, I just binged all 8 movies.
It's a solid marathon for sure.
No, it's not. The first 4 Harry Potter movies are like, yeah, okay, I remember what's happening. And then the last 4 movies, they're very forgettable. I don't remember what happens. And there's one movie where all I remember that happened is that it almost said Gandalf, is that Dumbledore is in a cave with Harry.
Oh, like the goblin. He's like, oh.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the only thing I remember from that movie. And then the 8th movie, I'm like, that was fine. I still stand by the fact that the best Harry Potter movie is still probably the first one.
I don't think that's a controversial take about the first movie, but I have to disagree with you on the rest of it.
Okay.
Yeah, this is where we disagree. I love Harry Potter.
Okay, well, I don't know if I can have anyone that disagrees with me on my podcast.
That won't work. Can't do
That
that.
won't work. Fine. Well, okay, we'll go around. What's the best Harry Potter movie?
I gotta go 4, Goblet of Fire.
Okay, that's a solid
yeah.
one.
There's like mystery throughout the whole thing, like what's going on, and then there's action throughout the whole thing. You got like dragon fights. He's swimming underwater. He's got the maze, and then the fight at the end. So it's like I think it's solid throughout. It's my favorite for sure.
I'm a big number 3 guy. That was like
Which one's number 3?
The Azkaban one. You know?
Oh, that one's really good too.
Yeah, that's
that
like
one's
the
really
Harry
good.
Potter emo hair over the eyes phase. That was like the best one.
I love how the further you get into Harry Potter movies, the less colors there are. It's great.
Yeah,
Like the
it's
first
one
one is as bright as a rainbow, and then you get to 8, and it's like,
Because it's
Sad.
sad. He's like dying and stuff. You know?
fucking boo-hoo. His parents died. Who gives a shit?
You should be used to it by now.
Harry does.
Yeah, I guess.
Harry gives a shit.
Voldemort.
For people who haven't. Jazz, what is your favorite Harry Potter movie?
I'm gonna go with 2, The Lightning Thief. Sorry, I was like getting
Wait
sweaty
a
thinking
minute.
of saying that. But okay, so I actually haven't really seen them or read the books.
That's probably the best option. Just because of how J.K. Rowling is, it's probably the best option.
She's
I
a
think
turf
it's-
now.
I think it's
Yeah.
really funny. Like
Now she has been.
I feel like
Exposed now.
there's like this huge community of people that like love Harry Potter and they're so supportive of like Harry Potter and everything it stands for. But then when it comes to the person that wrote it, they're like, don't like it.
Yeah.
Which fair enough. Like she sucks. But
Yeah,
I think-
it's
I
like
think
it's
So is
it's
that
like
where are you in that community?
I am in that community.
Okay,
Yes,
you
That's-
I
I
like
love-
this is abstract. You're
Oh
like,
no,
there's this huge community.
No. I am in that community.
it's like
but I still think it's like
Yeah.
it's interesting.
it's like how I guess when you get into Harry Potter, you have to like be able to like separate the art from the artist.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, I really like these books, but the person who wrote them is a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the movie Baby Driver. Like 3 of the main actors were like accused of like
Oh yeah, Ansel
like-
Elgort got
well, it was like pedophilia, wasn't it?
Yeah.
or
which is
something, or like
unfortunate.
sexual assault or something.
And then-
Something really bad.
Who's the other dude?
Kevin Spacey.
Uh-huh.
That was a gnarly one as well.
Yeah.
Dang.
That's a good ass movie though. Damn.
Yeah, it's like you watch Baby Driver. It's like how much can you separate the art from the artist?
Yeah.
It does get tricky for sure. Sticky.
I guess it depends on how much the artist is like really involved with it.
Yeah.
Because it's like anytime you watch anytime you consume any kind of Harry Potter media, it's like J.K. Rowling gets like 5 cents.
Hmm.
Yeah, that is the hard part.
Well, it's
so
like
tied to
it's
that.
like how there's a new Harry Potter game coming out, and I know a lot of people are boycotting it just because they don't want to like support J.K. Rowling.
Mm.
So the only ethical way to play that game is to pirate it or
Yeah.
buy a secondhand copy
Hmm.
from like GameStop or something.
Yeah.
BoonePod's official stance is to pirate the game.
You heard it.
Do
here.
it.
I heard the game because fuck the British.
Yeah.
More importantly, J.K. Rowling, but secondary, fuck the British.
Yes.
What did the British ever do for us?
Yeah.
Can I ask, this is off topic, has anyone on the podcast used these before?
Maybe. I think I couldn't give you specifics, but I think once someone like tried to play something on it.
Them strings are old.
I remember one time somebody tried to play on it and they're like, "This thing fucking sucks. I hate it."
It looks it.
But
Wow, you want to play?
Like, low key, I'm like, should we have a little sesh? But now that you guys say that, like, I'm not a part of the instrument crew, so I don't want to, like.
Well, you could just sing something. We'll
Yeah,
just sit
no, I'm
here.
just saying, like, if these are as
Quietly.
bad as you guys, you're like, yeah, boo, shit on them.
Well, I haven't picked it up, but
Are we allowed to?
if you want, I don't care.
Okay. So this, John, this,
Well, that won't make any sound.
this
no.
one.
Thing.
if we plug it in.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the only thing is if you guys played it, I don't know how I would work it so they'd be able to hear the sound on the podcast.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, these strings.
I've had a
actually
few
aren't terrible.
guests try it, and all of the guests that have tried it were like, I hate it. So
I mean, it's
I don't
not-
know if they're picky or if
I wouldn't describe it as a good guitar, but the strings I think are fine.
it is a
It is
guitar.
a guitar.
It is a.
It's
It
bigger.
certainly is one,
It's
isn't it?
certain. Well,
Kind of.
close.
It's something that resembles a guitar.
too about books, and that's a book.
Sorry.
Do stuff, John.
Yeah,
Dude.
John.
Play Freebird.
I know that's like a joke comment, but I hate it when people say that at shows.
Happens so
Every single jacuzzi show, it's like, play Freebird. There's always some drunk fool in the back.
Some drunk fool.
I want to be able to like whip out like 4 bars of it and just stop it immediately, just
Yeah.
to hurt.
You come up here and
You
play
guys
with
just stop everything. All right, we'll play Freebird. We'll do it.
them. The first time in like live band history. that
And
they've caved.
no one has ever played Freebird live. You guys would be the first ones.
Mhm.
That is lovely.
Oh, dangle that little knob.
Oh, come on.
First time anyone's ever dangled their little knob on the podcast. I will say that.
We're here for first, man. Nothing's not leaving it in first.
Oh, yeah.
Turn this knob, it makes it more bonkly.
yeah.
I don't know any music terms.
Bonkly's not one. of them.
Okay.
There was this meme, it was like guitar players be like, yeah, if you turn this knob, it makes the tone more scrongly. This one more bonkly.
Those are my favorite kind of cats. You ever seen cats described as scrunkly?
What is
They're just the most disgusting putrid cats you've ever seen, and I'm like, I love them.
Like a hairless cat?
No, just like a cat that's really ugly.
Oh.
Like fresh out of, like if you dip a cat in water and then you pull it out, it's like,
Oh,
that
that's
cat's
cute.
scrunkly.
They're scrunkly. That sounds cute.
So
to me.
BoonePod, what'd you do over winter break? I don't know. It's scrunkly cats. It's my entire Twitter feed. That and like Bernie Sanders. or whatever.
It's not a bad feed to have.
Dude, one of my friends mocks me relentlessly. He's like, who'd you vote for in the primary? Bernie. Who'd you vote for in the election? And then I start crying because I had to vote for Biden. And I was,
Oh my gosh, I was like deep in like the socialist rabbit hole when I first like understood what capitalism was and was vegan. I was like so pressed and wait, where was I going with this story?
Bernie.
Oh yeah, I was like never Biden. Like I was posting shit on my story every single day. Never Biden, never Biden. Whenever like Bernie was running, and Like, I remember the day I found out he wasn't. Like, I was
He's
bummed
running
out.
again
Oh,
in the
yeah.
next election.
Yes,
That fucker will be he will be in his wheelchair. You best believe I'm voting for him.
Are you saying, like, he's
Yeah,
running?
he said he said he
You
is.
lie?
I'm not.
Okay,
He said he
it's
is.
wrong because it's like Bernie. Just relax.
He won't. He
But
never
no, fair
does.
enough, don't
Man of the
relax.
people.
But it's also, I'm just saying, like the age, though, I'm just saying, but I'm like, but I was riding for Bernie, don't get me wrong. And I'll do it again. But it's just like,
I can't wait for the next election when all of the people vote for just turn into dust. I can't wait. Because like every single politician is about to.
Oh yeah, no young ones around.
It should be a cage match for like who gets the.
Actually, yeah.
presidency.
So all of the presidential candidates, anybody who's running, WWE style cage match,
Yes, sir.
John Cena announces.
Actually, no, because then The Rock would be president. I feel like that's just not. That'd be
Make it
too
mud
far
wrestling.
into the public realm.
Actually, how about this? With mud wrestling.
Yeah, exactly.
Biden versus Trump mud wrestling. They're both in bikinis.
That would be the end of society and culture.
Yeah.
that's
If we devolve to that, that's culture's over.
Good job, we tried.
society canceled.
We lost. There's this comedian that I am secretly in love with, and his name is Bo Burnham. So shout out. He's a musical.
Oh
comedian.
yeah, the little indie comedian Bo Burnham.
Little
Yeah.
Indy.
Well, I just said I was in love with him. That's all I said.
Okay.
But he has a song. So he just had a special called Inside that he did during quarantine, and then he
Still
released-
haven't watched it.
It's really good. It's worth a watch. But then he
I know.
released the outtakes later, and on there was like on that album was a song called Biden, and it's like a song. It's like probably like a minute and a half long, and he's just saying like, "How is the best case scenario, Joe Biden?"
Oh yeah, I remember. I
Really
I
good
heard that when
make
he
me
was
vote
like
for Joe
trending on
Biden.
TikTok.
Yeah. He's been pumping out some like TikTok like viral songs lately. It's pretty funny.
I know. I remember during quarantine, all my friends were like, "You should watch Inside. Watch Inside." Still haven't.
It's sad. It gets,
That's what I've heard.
It gets dark, but I mean it's good stuff for sure. Like if you can appreciate like the artistry of it, like he, shot and directed and made an entire movie, and like an entire body of like 30 songs, wrote, recorded, mixed them himself, edited all the footage himself. Like he made an entire movie and an entire album on his own in his home by himself.
Quarantine
During
did some
COVID,
crazy
which is-
things.
which is like it's really good too. It's like it doesn't look homemade, which is the crazy thing. It's really crazy. Yeah, he's awesome. Shout out.
Remembering quarantine.
That has made
The
me
first-
appreciate the art of like comedian stuff more. Just watching Bo Burnham.
Well, I forgot what actor. There was some director that said it where usually the best dramatic usually the people that are best suited for drama roles or for doing very serious things are comedians or like comedic actors because they're the most experienced with that kind of stuff where they'll just be really good for it. But if you put someone who never does comedy, they usually don't do that well in more dramatic scenes and stuff.
It's like Steve Carell. Like he's in The Office and he's amazing, and then he's like in movies like Beautiful Boy. I don't know if you've ever seen that. It's like about
I've heard of
it's
it.
about like opioid addiction, and he's like the father of someone going through that. And it's,
I remember seeing commercials
and
for
he
that.
nailed
Yeah.
it, and it's like like you what you're
I'm
saying.
sorry, the only movie I've watched since the only movie I have watched over winter break was the new Puss in Boots. Fucking fantastic movie, by the way.
Interesting.
Possibly the best DreamWorks movie ever released.
Okay.
It's a hot take.
Would not have expected that.
It's not a hot take. It's better than Shrek 2.
I just haven't seen it yet.
So before Puss in Boots came, the best DreamWorks movie was Shrek 2. By far and away, Shrek 2. Now it's Puss in Boots.
Not Madagascar.
Hard hitting question.
Well, the thing that
Kung
sucks
Fu
about
Panda.
Madagascar is that the
Taste
only
test.
really good Madagascar is the first one.
Well, yeah.
The second one has my heart because of the monkeys flying the plane, but the first Madagascar holds a special place in my heart. So it's probably like the 10th best DreamWorks movie.
Is Kung Fu Panda DreamWorks?
Yeah.
Oh, Kung Fu Panda.
But then it's like, what's the best DreamWorks movie? And it's like, it's probably the Prince of Egypt. Their 2D religious masterpiece.
That was fire.
That's what it is. It's about
We saw
Moses.
VCR as a kid.
Yeah, we have a tape probably still somewhere in my house of the Prince of Egypt.
Man, the only VHS I own is the first Austin Powers movie.
Mm.
Found
Yeah,
that at
me too.
Goodwill up here. Bought it. I don't even have a VCR player.
That's a mantelpiece decoration.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's a whole story behind it too.
Cheeky.
Actually, do you want to hear the story?
Go for it.
So, over winter break, not over winter break, before that, I celebrated one of my friend's birthdays. And I forgot the name of the town. We were in a town, and they had a thrift shop, and his girlfriend beat me to buying a DVD of an Austin Powers movie. And it's something that I've been furious at her at for months. And then so finally, she kept sending me pictures of it, like, hey, look what you don't have. And I was like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And then eventually I found the movie on VHS, and then she just kept buying, I think she kept buying the other Austin Powers movies too. I was like, why would you do this? You don't even like Austin Powers.
Just to spite you.
I fucking love Austin Powers. I love all three of them.
I think I've only seen the first.
Yeah, that's probably the only one worth watching, is the first one. Anyways, on to more interesting. I'll stop talking about Austin Powers. We need to talk about you guys more.
Got a prompt, or we just going out with the wind?
You know, what needs to be known?
What do you
The
want
secrets.
the public to know?
Oh man, that's a loaded question. Anybody feel equipped?
Secret projects? Government positions? Are any of you running for public office?
Not yet.
Not yet.
You'll see it in the next 2024 ballot, though. Don't worry. It'll be me versus Biden.
You can get my vote.
Aww.
What are you running for? What's your platform?
I'm not even in a band with Joe Biden, so I guess I'll vote for you.
That's true.
It's the only criteria.
I don't know. What do we want the world to know, guys?
So my birthday's coming up. You guys want to send me some presents?
Yeah, my Cash App is
It's not about I feel like there's nothing to be known. There's something to be felt.
just come out,
Something
man.
to
Just
be
come out and feel it.
So basically, just come to their shows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Mm. Well said.
Well said, bro.
Ooh, I just thought of the it reminded me when you're talking about the dramatic actors and the comedic, Jim Carrey and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Seen that?
That's my favorite movie of all time.
I've never heard of
Really
that
good.
movie
That's
in
a
my
great
life.
movie.
Let's fist bump.
I don't know why. I thought you were about to start talking about Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. One of my
Also a
favorite
good
movies.
movie.
Also
Yeah.
good.
But that's not.
No, this one is
It's
Kinda
It's heady stuff.
trippy, heady, cool, but it's also got the person from Titanic.
Kate Winslet
Kate Winslet
plays
yes.
Clementine.
Yeah.
Can I admit something?
Yes.
I've never seen Titanic.
That's okay.
It's
Brother.
It's the same thing where it's like I've also never seen the first Avatar.
Oh, you're
There's a bunch
hurting
of
me.
movies where people go like, "Why haven't you seen that?" And I'm like, "To spite you." That's why I haven't seen it.
I had that position with Titanic because I was like, it's so lame and romantic, and I'm a young kid, and that's gross. And I refused to watch Titanic. And then I watched it.
And then you
loved
saw
it.
the car sex scene, and you were like,
I did.
Whoa.
My mother made me skip that part, along with the French drawing.
You fell in love for the love,
Yeah, not for the
not for
cheap
that.
shots of lustful sex. No, but I hated it until I watched it. So you should check it out.
Okay.
And Avatar, probably one of my favorite movies.
Okay.
Followed closely by Avatar too.
How do you feel about James Cameron? Just out there doing shit.
So, interesting thing. You know how the whole plots of the movies are like environmentalism and
Yeah.
being in harmony with nature. He was promoting the Avatar 2, which is all about like a lot of the plot is about these whale-like creatures, and it's like, you know, you're connecting with them, being one with them. And on the road of promotion, he attended this like dolphin captivity show, and we were like, "What? What was
You're
that?"
missing
for?
the
Like,
whole point, bro.
Yeah. He was saying like, "Oh, I was just handed a docket of the day. Like I didn't know we were doing this." But
Yeah, blame it on someone else. Buddy.
still, if you're at the event, you can be like, you can say something. So that's what boils my guts.
He should have killed the people running it.
I don't know about that. Should have freed all the dolphins.
Yes. That's a better.
How?
Just pick them up. Put them in the ocean.
Just pick him up. Oh my god, just pick him up, bro.
Graceful guy.
He's not.
He's not.
He's
friggin'.
short. He's furious. He's mad. He's one of those guys who's just short, condensed, furious
I feel
all at all
that.
times.
I
You're-
really
you're
do
short
feel
condensed.
that.
Are you furious at all times? Full of rage.
In ways, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But also hope
Are you saying for me?
and love.
You think so?
For sure. I think we all are. I think
No, that was a.
yeah,
No,
I think that they're like I mentioned with the name of our band, how we're all big supporters of environmentalism and activism in that sense. And I think with that, there's a lot to be mad about. So if you're asking, is there anything we want people to know? I think there's a lot to be mad about in the world, especially regarding environmental issues and things like that. But there's also a lot to be hopeful for, not to be thinking, what's it called, like doomer?
Yeah.
Doomer.
Or like nihilism.
Yeah, nihilism. It can be easy to slip into
Don't
that.
get me started on
Um,
nihilism.
Yeah, but
I
there's a lot to be
hate it.
hopeful for, and there's a lot to love about the world as well.
Have you seen optimistic nihilism? It's kind of like what he's talking about. You accept that, yes, there's nothing I can do,
Mhm.
but at the same time, let me choose to, like, embrace the positive aspects of that. Like, yeah, it doesn't matter. So,
Mhm.
like, let's be kind. Let's help our fellow human.
I've
in that
never heard of
sense.
that, but it makes sense. I think my hate for nihilists just comes from the people themselves that are nihilists, where it's like, oh, dude, nothing matters, and I'm shut up. I want to strangle them.
Yeah.
But
Come on, Nietzsche.
Yeah.
Filling our heads with horribleness.
But yeah, if there's a message we want to convey with our music and our presence here in the Boone community, it's probably something like that.
to ask, since we're going to this deeper vibe,
Mm.
I'll ask you a very deep question.
Do it.
What's the meaning of life?
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that's about as deep as it goes.
Yeah, that's about as far as it goes, huh?
I mean, I feel like there doesn't really have to be one in particular. I feel like it's just kind of important to recognize that, like, you don't know if you get another shot. So do everything you can to enjoy the time
I hope,
you have. 'cause
dude.
you don't
I
know how
hope
much time you have.
reincarnation's real. I
That'd
want
be
to be. I want to
sick.
be a bird.
That'd be dope, but you know,
bird.
we have no idea. So do everything you can with the moments you have, and let everything else fall to the wayside.
Yeah. Have you ever read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
I've not.
So
All I know is that that's where the fucking. What is the meaning of life? 42.
yeah,
Mhm.
so they're trying to answer that question. That's one of the big plot points in the story, and they find out it's 42. I can't remember exactly, but there's like maybe it's like computer code or like the number that's assigned to an asterisk, like in a computer on a keyboard, is the number 42. And then it was explained to me a long time ago, so I'm sorry if I'm messing this up. But like the meaning of
God,
the
no,
meaning
you
of
have to be
42
exactly
yeah,
right,
I know.
dude.
The meaning of 42 is it's an asterisk, and that that means a footnote, right? So you put an asterisk next to a word, it goes to a footnote, and then you can put anything in the footnote. So the idea is life is whatever you want it to be, like the meaning of life. It's whatever you want it to be, whatever you make of it. It's like there's empty space for you to fill
I feel like I need bongos
in the
right now.
world, like the life you live is like an empty space in the world, and it's like it's yours to fill, I guess. It's however you want to.
Very nice.
Yes.
Very non-doomer.
And now I'm
Way of
crying in
looking
the
at it.
library recording room.
Oh, no, you'd be the first person to ever cry on the podcast.
Well, I'll do my best not to.
Okay.
No, we need
I'm not going to stop you from crying on the podcast. It'd be a moment. It'll be the thumbnail. Just, person cries on podcast?
Not clickbait.
Not clickbait. I try not to do clickbait. I don't think I ever have yet.
That's good.
We'll see. We'll see. Hold on, guys. He's on his phone.
Yeah.
We'll continue the episode after he
I'm
gets off his
sorry.
phone.
You don't need
Get
to
off
be-
Twitter.
Do you have any more deep questions for us?
How deep is the
questions.
deepest hole?
The one that's in your heart.
Actually, that moves me on to another good topic. What's the best dog breed and why is it the Borzoi?
Bodie. What?
What?
What did you say?
What the heck was that? Was my dog's name?
I thought you were saying what's the best dog.
No, I said the best dog breed.
Oh, and you said why is it?
Why is it the Borzoi? The very long-nosed dogs.
Because
I love them. I love them
They're
so
very
much.
cute. We started watching all those videos like a week ago.
That's all my
But
TikTok
we only
feed is.
watched like a couple of them, and then now it's like
It's a swarm.
it's all there is.
we must have caught the first wave of it because I had not seen any of that, and I saw that one video. I was like, "This is a gem. This is hilarious." And now I see it everywhere. It's,
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because everyone has it.
It's not as funny when everyone does
It's
it, dude.
not.
It's not as funny.
It was pretty awesome though.
That's why I download, like, my friends make fun of me for it. I download an egregious amount of TikToks to my phone. It's like keeping a memory. It's like keeping, like, memories on your phone. I can go back and see, oh, I liked this TikTok in 2018 or something.
Like just your photos or something.
Yeah. I
Oh.
save it to my videos on my phone.
You just
Bec-
bookmark it on TikTok.
No,
Save
because
the
if you
folder.
just bookmark it, a lot of times the videos I bookmark get deleted.
Oh.
Or they'll get taken down.
What kind
So
of
that-
videos are you watching? on
Normal
TikTok?
videos where it'll be like a fucking D's nuts joke.
Oh.
And then I'll be like, oh, that video's so funny, and then I'll bookmark it, and then the next day it'll be like, taken down because of community guidelines or whatever.
Hmm. Sounds to me
What
like
kind
you're
of-
watching
what kind of-
bad content. Inappropriate.
I would never
content.
watch bad content because I only make good content.
Hey.
We were just talking about not calling. We were just not talking about calling art content.
Well, TikToks are content.
I feel like TikTok is the demise of the world, but I'm on it anyways. Because it's the whole thing of like where social media has like completely ruined everyone's attention span.
I refuse to download TikTok.
Yeah, same.
It's probably for the best.
That's where I draw the line, and I
That's where I draw the
see-
line, and I kill kittens.
I s-
Uh-huh.
I see social media and pop culture sort of like outpacing me now that I don't have TikTok.
Mhm.
But I'm okay with it. I feel comfortable in my refusal.
Are you the kind of person that just has no social media whatsoever?
No, I've got Instagram and Snapchat and stuff like that.
That's
I've-
actually me.
I have Twitter just to.
You have no social
follow
media?
baseball.
I have our band's Instagram.
Okay.
That's it.
That sounds so freeing
Yeah.
to not be on any social media.
You'd be surprised how much how much time I spend on my phone though. It's ridiculous. What do I even do on there?
Etsy, Facebook Market.
Just have the calculator app open.
No, like I love Pinterest.
So you do have social media.
Okay, well Pinterest is not like.
It's
That
not the
social
mainstream.
media is like barely social.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, is it social media? Is it
No.
not?
It's not. I don't know.
It's like I hate to say it. It's like Reddit. Because Reddit, it's like, is Reddit social media? Because you're not really. It's kind of anonymous, but it's also kind of not.
It's more discussion based.
Yeah, it's more discussion based, which is where I'm like, is it social media? Is it
Yeah.
not? But
TikTok is definitely shrinking the attention span.
it's also
Yeah.
it's just bad for your brain.
Yeah.
It's really bad. I have a time limit on my phone for it of like an hour a day max.
It's not really good for like many things either. Like,
It's
on the
not, but
music
then I
industry,
can't get away from it
it's
because I
really
see
fucking
too many
awful.
funny videos. And I'm like, this is hilarious, and then I can't not delete it.
It's one of those things
Doom
though.
scrolling
It's
is
like
real.
it's like when you stopped using Amazon. You know, like once you do it, you realize you never needed it, and it was only there distracting you from shit you could have been doing the whole time.
Amazon,
Oh, hell
like
yeah.
buying stuff on
Yeah, You don't
Amazon.
need it.
Yeah.
Cut it out.
Bad
Aren't
for
you
the-
just-
bad for the
Isn't this a
environment.
socialist podcast?
Yeah. So fuck Jeff Bezos. Come on.
Okay, fuck Jeff Bezos, but sometimes I want to buy a thing on
no,
Amazon.
sometimes.
No,
Fuck that dude.
sometimes.
Fight it. Fight the urge.
Don't do it.
We are abolitionists here.
Don't
Who's next?
do it.
See, that is the choice that we as the individual consumer need to make is do I want to choose convenience and the lowest price possible because of it's a conglomerate company, or do I want to choose to shop secondhand and local when I can?
Where else am I going to buy an Xbox?
You can
Plenty
definitely go
of
on
other
Facebook Marketplace for
places.
cheaper than you get on Amazon.
Yeah, I don't like buying shit like that used.
Someone's gotta use it. It's that simple. My man does not.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Because you can't beat the shipping speed and the power of Amazon, but like,
Hey,
can't
at
get
least
that
I don't.
bit
At
without
least I don't have like
exploitation.
any Alexa stuff. I don't have any stuff like that. So
You're not getting
yeah.
spied on. That's good.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I guess like socialism doesn't insinuate a circular economy, but I always sort of like view it as that. But
I don't know. I'm not deep enough into theory. I could not hold a conversation on it. I
Yeah.
need to, but I can't.
Yeah.
It's the same thing where it's like my brain is too slow to do debating. I could never do debating.
Yeah.
It would be hard.
Because at the end of the day, if I did a debate, I'd be like, "You're stupid," and then I'd just cry and run off the stage.
That's why I feel like debating isn't even like that like helpful though. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
feel like it's not like necessarily based on if you have the better argument. It's just whoever can like yell at the other person better.
Yeah.
That's what it's become for sure.
yeah, I hate to say it, but I love a good debate. So if anyone trying to debate me, hit me up.
I can't watch debates. I get too mad.
It's an important tool to like change minds and change people's hearts. But like, I mean, what it's devolved into is like, if you disagree with me like on this specific topic, then you disagree with like who I am,
Mhm.
and then like people take it so personally.
Yeah, it's like those. Like I saw a meme on Twitter about it where somebody will post something like, "I like pancakes," and then someone will respond, "Oh, so you hate waffles?" And they're like, "No,
Yeah.
that's not what I was saying. Where did I say that?" But then it's
Yeah.
like, I feel like debating was ruined when like in the 2016 election.
2016 did something, dude.
I feel like that's where we shifted timelines.
Oh, and it was just like
For
that
sure.
shit show and the
Yeah.
that really did shift it.
Yeah,
That was crazy.
It's largely due to politics for sure.
Yeah, that's why I don't know.
No.
I mean, I think it's all
Wrong.
intersectional though. Like social media is definitely part of it as well.
What we need to do: erase politics, go back to like. Let's just go back to monarchy. Why don't we just do that?
Wait.
Somebody else,
wait.
somebody else can just tell me what to do, and I'll be like, "All right, boss," and I'll get back to it. No, but he needs to have a big crown on.
If
It's like
Joe
King-
Biden had a massive crown, I'd feel
It's
a
like
little bit
it's
better.
like King
Yeah.
Charles. It's like I hate the idea of a monarchy, but he just has the best fits. Like, how could I ever not listen to someone who looks that cool in their clothing?
No, if Joe Biden like a full off-white fit was like telling me to do shit, I would.
Can you imagine he comes up to the stand wearing Balenciaga and you're like, whoa, all right, Biden. All right, Joe, maybe now I'll
You were
listen.
chill like.
I didn't know that
Chill.
$400,000 presidential salary was like that, Uncle Joe. God damn.
Uncle Joe.
Uh,
No, I still stand by the fact that the best Biden clip ever is when someone's asking him, like, what do you think about this Republican filibuster? And he's like, they should eat some chocolate chip. That shit is the funniest thing ever. Like, I know I voted for the
that.
guy, but like, he's really funny.
Yeah.
I will say the funniest president ever
Oh,
is
yeah.
still by far and away Trump. Like, I don't support his politics. He was really funny.
There's a reason he
Just-
got people to listen to him.
I know. He just did stupid shit, and it was hilarious.
It was also saddening.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it was awesome.
Yeah.
That happened in like the highest like federal office. It's like the highest public
Yeah, I
office. Is,
know.
like, someone like there's enough people that want him to be in that office. That makes me sad.
He's running again, so we'll see what happens.
I thought that January 6, 2023 was like, I don't know. I just thought January 6th was going to be like such a monumental day because that's how we refer to it, January 6th. And not that I thought it was going to be a holiday or something.
And
but
then nothing happened.
yeah, I just thought it was going to be like or I don't know.
Like, I remember hearing people talking about it, but nothing big happened.
It was on my mind all day on January 6th.
Yeah.
I completely
insane.
forgot about it until like I was eating dinner and I was like, oh shit, and then
Yeah.
The
Sorry, that's just
insurgency.
myself laughing.
yeah, that's what I need more of. Peter Griffin impressions. Hey Lois,
That
just
was-
doing
Wow.
that shit.
That was
Thank
pretty
you.
good.
I know the Peter Griffin guys. That's the shit that's really bad about TikTok. If you guys ever seen those, the thing on TikTok right now is a Family Guy clip and then some weird shitty mobile app beneath it of like rolling a ball to get higher numbers or whatever. And every time I scroll past it, I cannot fucking help myself but watch the whole thing.
That's why you keep seeing him.
Yeah, I
That's how
know.
that algorithm works.
I know.
Solastalgia official statement, official position. Stop doom scrolling. Put down your phone. Go outside.
Touch grass.
Go outside.
Touch
Touch
grass.
the grass.
Touch
breathe in
grass.
the air. Feel the sun. And then
Walk around Boone, North Carolina, and be like, oh, cookout. I can smell
We're
cookout.
not cookout. We'll
Do
go
you not
for
like
Wildwood.
cookout?
We're vegan.
Oh yeah, I fucking forgot. I'm sorry, it completely
we love
blanked on
Wildwood
me.
Community Market.
Yes.
It's a sick spot.
That's good.
it actually really is.
Yeah.
Like, just being in there feels fun.
That's my study spot.
I'll definitely have to check it out.
Yeah, you should. It's a good little spot.
There's so many spots in Boone that I'm like, I need to go there. There's a million shops. We're like, what the fucking what's it called, Noble Kava or whatever.
Yeah, we played.
Every time I follow them on Instagram, on both the BoonePod and my personal. I'm like, I need to go there, and then I just never do.
Yeah, they got a
I
good
just
spot.
don't.
Yeah, don't buy a bag of Starbucks coffee from Walmart. Go buy a bag of Hatchet coffee from Hatchet.
Yes.
Shop local. Yeah, Boone has so many cool spots. That, like
Boone just has a lot of cool stuff going on.
for sure.
It's like that's like half the reason why I started this podcast.
Mhm.
The second half is so I can talk for hours. But I don't know. I feel like for someone running this podcast, I'm not well versed enough in all the stuff that's happening in Boone. Because I have a lot. One of my friends was talking to me about this podcast, and he was like, "So your music podcast?" And I'm like, "It's not. It's not a music podcast." But then I only ever have bands on.
Yeah.
Well, it's because everybody else is hard to get on. Like photographers or like artists or whatever. Like I have so many other people that I want to have on the podcast, but the easiest people to get on it, the easiest people that more than likely always reach it back to me is bands and stuff. Which is why I'm always really thankful when people actually do come on the podcast and I get to talk to them. But it's a lot harder to get people on the podcast than I thought it would.
Maybe that'd be a good way to get some networking out while you're checking out like Boone places. Because let's say you're at Kava, you run into the owner or some shit, you can strike up a conversation. Be like,
I will say I did have one guest that I really wanted to have on, which I don't know if it ever happened. I wanted to have the mayor of Boone on. I wanted to do that. Like I'm seriously considering emailing like the office and be like, hey, I run this podcast where I talk to people in Boone. Would the mayor be interested in coming on?
Probably not, since it's a socialist podcast.
Is the mayor of Boone Republican?
I don't know.
I don't know what political party he
The
is.
thing is, though,
I have
is
no
that
idea.
there are still like people. There are still Democrats that are afraid of socialism.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, word. And I mean,
Just don't tell them until they're on.
Yeah.
make it a surprise question. What do you think about Marxism?
Just at the end of the podcast, I'm like, I'm here to radicalize you. I'm going to turn you into a communist. And then I brand the sickle and the hammer on his forehead. That's what I'll do. I'll start doing that to all my guests. Thanks, guys.
oh wait,
I'll brand them. Well, I'm not going to do it this time.
Okay.
I don't have the brand ready. But I'm going to have like a campfire in the room at all times. I'm going to have a brand. I'm going to
Nah, it's warm enough for that.
put it on. It's fucking sweltering in
it's
here.
toasty enough.
Well, it's because of the sound foam. But what are we at right now? We're at minute 18. Not a minute 18, hour 18. Sorry.
I was like, there must have been some in my coffee.
Yeah, no. The person up front said we've got the room for however long we've got. So however long you guys want to keep talking, I can keep talking for that long. But I don't want to keep you guys busy unless you're doing something.
I do gotta hit the hay sometime soon, but I'm gonna
Gotta
keep
hit the
talking
hay.
for a little bit.
Yeah, I have to go back to my apartment and get back to drinking. So
Get
Go
back
to
to
Blues
it.
Brews. It's on King Street, and it's a local bottle shop with over 400 varieties.
if they are open by the time we get done, I will, or I'll check it out tomorrow.
Kind of am the organizer there, so.
Oh, are you
if
really?
Yeah, like I'll give you my number and you can hit me up if you want me to open at any point.
It's like it's
Awesome.
the wholesale prices, so it's cheap.
Ooh.
You can get some good stuff.
And local.
It's nice. It's
See, you were just talking about networking. I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah, Morgan would definitely, the owner of Blues Brews would come on this podcast. Morgan is incredible. Now, if you want to have a conversation,
Yes. Give me
Boom,
his
man,
information.
coming through.
I will have him on.
He's got a great story. You actually
Yeah,
should. Yeah,
no,
it's a really good story.
the best.
Okay, I want to have him on. anybody that you even think would be interesting. I'm like, yes, I want them on.
Yeah.
I will ask anyone to be on. And like maybe a quarter of them will actually come on. I ask so many people.
Yeah.
Get some professors on here.
Oh, that'd be really cool.
Who?
Just like some professors. Like
Oh,
some-
yeah.
I'm sure they got wealth of information that
Ooh.
are outside of the regimented
There it is.
study.
Yeah.
You know?
I actually, so funny story about one of my professors this semester. One of my professors this semester, I'm taking a math class, and he was my math teacher in high school. I'm pretty sure he quit the year after I graduated, and then he started teaching up here. And I was going to one of my professors to like make up a quiz or something, and I saw him there. And I was like, "There's no fucking way that's him." And then he turns around, this big ginger guy, and I was like, "Oh my god, it is you!" And then I started talking to him, and now I have a class with him. And so on syllabus day, he was like, just in case you're one of my high school students taking this class, and he wheeled over and stared at me dead in the eyes, and I was like, okay, thank you. And then I talked to him after the class. I was like, you didn't have to call me out like that. And he's like, I didn't say your name. And I was like, okay, sure, boss. But
Yeah, there would definitely be some professors willing to chat.
I'll find him. I remember, who was it? Who's the country singer that went here?
Luke Combs.
Luke Combs. Somebody told me to get Luke Combs on. I'm like, I don't know how that would ever happen, but I will try. I will try. There's like one guy there's like a TikTok guy that went here that has like 500,000 followers, and I asked him. He never got back to me, but
That's the way it
Hey.
goes. You just gotta keep on shooting.
Keep
yeah,
shooting your
I just
shot.
got to keep shooting my shit. But
So have you been to any festivals?
no, I've
No,
not.
You should go.
I'm sorry. For a person running a podcast like this, I'm such a boring loser.
You're not a boring loser.
Well, it's like the whole reason I started this because I went to a Felspar and Sloth show. And then I was like, those guys are cool. I want to talk to them. And I still haven't talked to them yet because they are busy as shit. Because every time I reach out, they're like, sorry, we're doing 15,000 million things. Maybe we can fit you in the schedule here for a 20-minute episode. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. But
Felspar's cool.
they are cool. I'm sorry, this room is sweltering right now. It's kind of melting my brain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's shocking how warm it is in here. I'm kind of dying. I feel like everybody
Yeah.
is.
I think we're good to.
For the sake of our
Close it.
temperatures, I think we're at a solid spot.
Yeah, I think so too. Like, I could keep talking for hours, but honestly, we might have to shut it down right here. I'm kind of I'm dying.
No worries,
Yeah.
man.
I'm going to pass out and die. This will be the last episode of BoonePod.
You still got a jacket on too.
Yeah, listen. I'm cool as shit, bro. All right?
Uh-huh.
I've been meaning to get somebody to carry on the torch for me.
Mm.
So that is a serious thing that I am going to do. I want to have it so that when I graduate, I pass the torch on to someone else so they keep doing the show, and then I'll be like a background producer or whatever.
That'd be cool.
But I would have to do like legitimate interviews. Like I'd put out a post saying, hey, come here to do interviews to be the next host of BoonePod, and they just do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I don't know how
worth trying to do though.
yeah, well, that's like a year away, so I'll do it then. That's not now.
Just let future
That's
you
not
worry
a me. That's not like a now problem.
That's
That's
a future you.
That's a
problem.
future me problem.
That guy
So
did.
I'll do that later. But if you guys want to help me do the outro, do you guys know what the outro is? So see you later, Booners. Because I call my fan base the Booners because their parents are the Boomers. I know.
Very
You said
clever.
I was big brain earlier.
I stand
Perhaps
by
I
it.
am.
Uh-huh.
Perhaps I am. So the
I already
outro is
forgot
see you
it.
later, Booners. If you guys want to do it on 3. 1, 2, 3. See you later, Booners. Let's fucking go.